Welcome to Snapshot, where we cut through the confusion and talk about what's really happening in South Africa and the world. If it's your first time here, hit subscribe so you don't miss the updates that actually matter. Today's story is heavy. It's political, it's international, and it's personal. We're looking at the growing tension between South Africa and the United States, the G20 drama, our shaky confidence in the GNU, and that strange 1.2 million rand watch scandal. Then we close with a tribute to the late Junior King, a creator who inspired millions. So let's start with the comment that shook the whole continent.
Goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating.
US Senator John Kennedy stood in front of Congress and called South Africa an enemy of the United States, pushing for Pretoria to be removed completely from AGOA. Now, AGOA isn't just a fancy acronym. It's a trade deal that keeps billions of rands flowing into our economy. Losing AGOA would hit jobs, manufacturing, exports. It would hurt everyone from farmers to factories. And what triggered this? Washington is angry about our foreign policy, our open criticism of the US and Israel, and the way our government aligns with certain global players. Whether you agree with him or not, Kennedy's message was clear. America is tired of South Africa's diplomatic attitude, and they're ready to retaliate. The big question is our leadership ready for that level of fallout? And honestly, the mood in Pretoria right now, it doesn't look like it.
What are we going to do about South Africa as part of AGOA?
Well,
I mean, South Africa is clearly not America's friend.
that's correct. We've had some conversations with the South Africans when it comes to trade, and again, there are a lot of kind of foreign policy issues that I don't get into with South Africa, but when it comes to trade, they have a lot of barriers, not just tariff, but non-tariff barriers, et cetera. We've made clear to the South Africans that if they ever want to have a better tariff situation with us, they need to take care of these tariffs and non-tariff barriers. They're a real economy, they're a big economy, right? They have an industrial base, they have an agricultural base, they should be buying things from the United States.
But if you extend AGOA for 1 year without reforming it, that's going to benefit South Africa, right?
I mean, it could. I would say we have a 30% reciprocal tariff on South Africa right now, which is much higher than the rest of the continent. So we'll control for it a little bit. But I think South Africa is a unique case. I agree with you, if that's your point.
Don't you think we ought to separate South Africa and AGOA?
I mean, I'm happy to consider that, right? I mean, Congress has come to me and said, we want AGOA. And I think if we're going to have a giveaway, we need to figure out how to improve it. If you think that we should give South Africa different treatment, I'm open to that because I think they are a unique problem.
Well, they're a unique problem for America.
Correct.
I mean, they're our enemy right now. I mean, they're buddies with all of our enemies, and they've been very critical of the United States.
That's exactly right, and that's why they're actually treated in a much different way. Most of the African continent, sub-Saharan Africa, has just a 10% tariff, and South Africa has a 30%.
Now let's move to the G20 saga, because this thing is getting embarrassing. South Africa stood firm and announced, "We are still a G20 member. No one is removing us." But hours later, US officials clapped back, accusing South Africa of embedded racism, hinting that they're not happy with our behavior on the global stage. This is not small talk. When the world's biggest economies publicly question your credibility, it's a warning sign. Germany even stepped in saying, "Let's not talk about problems that don't exist," basically trying to calm the flames before it turns into a diplomatic firestorm. But make no mistake, the tension is real. And while we're arguing on international stages, South Africans back home are struggling to afford bread, electricity, and safety. Our leaders are fighting PR battles while ordinary citizens are fighting for survival. That's the real tragedy here. Now, let's pull the lens back home. A new Reconciliation Barometer report shows public confidence in the GNU is still low, very low. People don't trust the unity government. People don't believe they're talking to each other. And people definitely don't believe they're solving anything meaningful. And honestly, can you blame the public? We're seeing cabinet members publicly disagreeing, slow progress on key issues, corruption questions still hanging around, rising unemployment, and zero real explanation on how the GNU is supposed to function long term. South Africans are tired of speeches. We want visible progress. We want electricity, safety, stability, and leadership that doesn't panic every time a diplomat coughs. This report didn't tell us something new. It confirmed what most people already feel. We live in a country with potential, but leadership that keeps tripping over its own shadow. Before we close, I want to take a moment to honor someone who meant a lot to the online community. Junior King. Junior wasn't just a TikTok star, he was a storyteller, a voice of humor, energy, and authenticity. A creator who made South Africans feel seen, even on their toughest days. At only 29, his life ended far too soon, and the impact has been massive. Tributes from fans, creators, and people who watched him during long nights and lonely moments show just how much he gave to the world. Thanks for watching Snapshot. Let me know in the comments what's your take on the US tensions, the G20 drama, the GNU trust crisis, and this wild watch situation. South Africa is going through a turning point, and your voice matters in this conversation.